Hello and welcome everyone, this is Simon from SMD Technologies, and today we'll discuss changes to BeatRush, new updates that are live, and the most important other changes that you'll notice when you play BeatRush. And I got some testers playing BeatRush just a while ago, and the most important and problematic stuff that was in there that caused problems, for example, the faulty spawning algorithm should now be slightly better, and so the gameplay experience should now be a lot better. You should be able to survive the whole game, so the 11 levels, without any problem. You should be able to use the first ship, the basic ship, to beat the whole game. And I personally haven't tried that with the newest version. I have done it with testing versions when BeatRush wasn't released yet, so it is possible, but yeah, I challenge you to try it. So if someone makes a video of them beating the whole game with the basic ship, they'll get an award of some sort. So I challenge every one of you. So the changes that are the most recent and live on Steam now regarding BeatRush are primarily the fixes to the spawning algorithm. The distance between the players, so your ship, and the obstacles that appear, all three types of obstacles, should now be greater. So they shouldn't appear right in front of you. The distance should be larger or greater, so you have more time to react to the obstacles. But there's a downside, and it's a challenge for you guys, so it is intentional. The points, all three types of points, spawn the same as before, so they could spawn right in front of you, which means that in the higher levels they may cover the obstacles, and that is a challenge for you. So it may happen that they cover your view, or you won't see through the glow of the points, and you'll then collide with an obstacle. So that's intentional. All levels were checked for stability, so they should be stable in a sense of either the spawning algorithm, as I mentioned, and falling out of the level from the platform, flying away completely from the gameplay area. So it should all be fixed now. Also, there were some problems with the death screen. So when you died, or when you exploded in the level up mode, you weren't able to restart the game by restarting the whole level, not using the blue points. So that's fixed as well. And there's a new key which you can use to restart the level after dying, which is the F key. And the F key will now immediately respawn and restart the level. So because this feature was requested by one of the players, so it is now implemented, and yeah, it should make the game go smoother. Yeah. And there was another issue in the death screen, but not in the level up mode, but in the infinite mode. And this issue caused you to not being able to return to the level up mode after exiting from the infinite mode. So that is fixed as well. The button on the left side of the death screen will now reload the game, which takes about 10 seconds but afterwards you are able to return to the level up mode, which you weren't able to do before. So that is fixed as well. I will now show you the changes in the game. I always prefer to talk about them first and then demonstrate. Alright, I'll start in the menu. Okay, so here we are in the main menu. So the first issue was caused by... Let me just explode first. There was a button here, something like exit to main menu or something like that. It is now gone in the infinite mode, because when you used this button it returned you to the main menu, but you weren't able to return to the level up mode. Now this button on the left side just reloads the game and you appear right back in the main menu, and you can indeed use the level up mode. When you open the level up mode, you're resistant to obstacles for 5 seconds, because a lot of you complained about, or not complained, that's an incorrect word for this type of situation. It's not appropriate. You reported mistakes or bugs where you exploded immediately after spawning into the level. So that's now fixed by you being indestructible for 5 seconds after spawning. Also, as you can see, the spawning distance between you and the obstacles is now greater, which gives you more time to react. The portal now replenishes your health, as I mentioned in the previous stream, which is great for the higher levels where you fight for your health and you barely have a part of it. So and the main point of the spawning algorithm stays the same, the main functionality, which was random spawning of the obstacles. Random in the sense of distance, so the distance between you and the obstacles is random, but not completely random. It's random in a certain range, so the minimum number of distance units is far enough from you so you won't directly bump into them after spawning, but it can be greater, so they may spawn even further from you. So it's all pseudo-random at the moment. That is gonna change. I'm planning to sync it with music. It's a little more difficult than I thought before, so I'm planning on it, but it may take some time. So future plans, long-term future. So yeah, long-term plans. One of them is to sync the points and obstacles with music, and we'll see where that goes. Also, as you may have heard now, be careful about the light panels on your sides, because bumping into them primarily at higher speeds is deadly. So be careful. No mercy there. Let me illustrate. Did you see how much of your health was deducted? And when you increase your sliding sensitivity, it's even worse. You're instantly dead, so be careful about that. When you use these 120 blue points, you're invincible for 5 seconds. So it no longer happens that immediately after using the points and after reviving yourself you die again. Now you have time to collect some points to regain health and jump or just survive. So that's fixed as well. Alright, so that concludes level 11, and the future updates, the upcoming updates will be technical only, so improvements, bug fixes, and then a larger update will come which will redesign the menus, so the main menu, the shop, this informational screen, the settings menu, and maybe even the leaderboards. I'm not sure yet, but you'll see. This is a little more difficult than I thought, because the way I'm collecting the data here, hold on. The way I'm collecting this data, score and your usernames on Steam, it complicates the way of how would I say it, of changing the style and the way the tables are ordered. So it's not as easy as changing CSS attributes. This one is a little more difficult, so that will come a bit later. The first will be the in-game menus. And more functionalities of the ships are coming. So stay tuned for the updates, and I'm planning on making these streams, these changelog streams, every now and then when bigger either bug fixes come or feature introductions. So I'm going to continue on making these, and I think it's a more interactive way and more natural way of delivering changelogs to players instead of just writing an announcement on Steam. And I think this is more alive, or it feels like being more alive. So yeah. Okay, so everyone, have a nice day and stay tuned for upcoming updates to Beat Rush.